Welcome back to the lab. A little bit late again. It happens. The old YouTube algorithm wants me to put a video out every week on the dot, same time, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work in the real world. If you're actually working to make a living and then posting the videos as a byproduct of that, it's difficult sometimes to keep those videos in momentum and flow and steady and all that. So apologies, but we're up to stuff and things. How am I going to store all these blimmin' Datsuns that I've acquired? Like this one that's up there, that's on the hoist, has been on the hoist for a little while. Well, looking around the workshop, there's not a hell of a lot of room. We've got Nick's car here, a customer. That's progressing along quite well. Waiting for some cores to come from Australia to remanufacture the intercooler with some decent cores. He was concerned about inlet air temps on that, so that's one of the last things left to do. You can see the engine bay is looking pretty good. It's pretty close. Does need a little bit of a clean. There's a couple of wires hanging about, inlet air temp sense wires, and that's for a fuel pump that's no longer being used. I just haven't cut the wire and pulled it out. Look at the battery tray. Don't look at the hole that's not used there. Thanks to Mike Ross from Ross Brothers Museum, we pulled that out of a wreck that he had from a very cool project that we will show you at some point in time. So anyway, we got that on the floor. That's going to leave soon, and when that leaves, there's another one of those in probably maybe slightly better condition than this one, but different in different ways, you know, different things are not right with it. So there's another one of those coming. There's the space frame one, I've tucked that away, and there's a customer's one that is currently tucked away somewhere and coming back soon. There's a March, it kind of just chills out here all the time and stores cloths and things and electrical cords by the looks of that. I'm going to have to find somewhere to put that for a little bit, and I'm looking around trying to figure out where's some space. There's some space. Oh look, I've already given it away with the ladder there. It's less sketchy than it looks, don't worry. It does look like it'll fall off there at the drop of a hat, but don't worry, it's all good. So yeah, there's space up there, and we know there's enough space because we've got one there, and we can walk underneath even these, and there's room up the top. It can go even higher if I want to. So it's like, how do we get another one of these up here? They only weigh the whole car complete, everything, driving on the road's only 700 kgs, give or take a little bit. The bare shell is probably 200, 250. So we're not talking a massive amount of weight. We've got some pretty sturdy beams up there. You wouldn't want to just slap a hole through it and put a rope through it. She'd be good. So we'll walk back to the bench. Look, there it is there. I'm giving it all away. Went on to the old Interminet, on to Trade Me. We've got ourselves some winches. Fancy electric winches? Fancy. These are cheap, nasty Chinese, like seriously nasty. Like you have to make sure the screws are tight. Nasty Chinese things. But they've got an electric brake in here. It needs power to release the brake so the drum won't unwind. People have been making cables for years. That's no problem. All that side of it should be pretty good. These are rated at 400 kgs. If you use the extra pulley and winch, and you run this cable around here and hook it into this hole here. So it goes up and down at half the speed, puts half the load on the motor and everything, and it's rated at 400 kgs. So two of those, that gives you 800 kgs in Chinese rating, which is probably more like 400 kgs realistically, safe load. So I've done the math, I've done the calculations. Oh, they're actually pretty similar size beams up here as to what these beams will hold given the span and the weight that we're going to put up there and all that. And if we put one winch in between two beams, so we spread the weight from here to here, then we're good as gold. It's heaps. And just to be super safe, I've got our mates at Waikato profile cutting. They're getting some more material. They'll be done this morning to make these up for me. So we'll pass a tube through there, through the beam to another plate on the other side, and pass the tube through that as well, and then put a series of bolts through there. It's just going to be bomb proof. You wouldn't want to put a ton on it, but you could put a lot of weight on there before you're going to have an issue with the beam sagging or failing. The old calculations that I've done based on the information that I've found, if you put a single point load, so you just put a little, put a rope over the top of there and didn't spread it out, you pull about 400 kgs on that single beam and it would deflect about 10 millimeters, I reckon. So it should be good as gold. So the plan is to put a winch there, put a winch over there somewhere, probably that one or that one, whatever, it doesn't matter, figure that out soon. And that one, maybe, or the space frame chassis will go up there, out of the way. And that's fine, gives us heaps of storage short term, but we can't fit the Bedford in here or the Fiat because there won't be enough headroom to get them in. So it's good that it's electric winches, because bzz, bzz, up, down, beauty, shift it out of the way, and we're good. So that's what I'm up to right now. Now that poor thing there, why are we not using that? Why am I not using that? We got roll racing. Well, some people have got roll racing tomorrow. Link ECU roll racing at Mary Mary. Have run there once or twice, 3 times, I don't know, sometimes in this car. Drag racing and roll racing, probably 4 or 5 times, I guess, between the two, maybe more than that. Won a round of roll racing just because the real fast boys didn't turn up. But as I've been saying for quite some time, that car, the engine is getting pretty tight. It's getting pretty tight, and I've cut the filter open and had a look. I've got too much stuff in the way, hang on. It's a bit better. I've cut the filter open and had a look, because you've got to keep an eye on these things. And there's too much sun here now and we can't see anything anyway. I've decided that, you can see some there. I've decided that what's turning up in here now, the rate it is making metal, as they say, that's enough. Let's put it away. Stop using it and get that rebuild done before you spin a rod bearing or something and put a hole in the block and finish the thing off in a way that cannot be just a nice simple repair or rebuild. Yeah, so there's that. Speaking of repair or rebuild, well, this is more modification really. The controller for these winches, seeing as these winches are going to be mounted up in the air, you need to be able to reach this controller. I'm going to have to cut some cable ties. Where's my pliers? Where's my pliers? There they is. Got them. Let's cut some cable ties. So let's not cut the actual cable. So it might fall on the floor. Saved it, see? There's not a whole lot of cable there. By the time you put the winch up in the air, way up there, the cable's going to be about probably halfway up that's in 1200 there, which I can't reach. So first things first, I put a decent whack of cable onto, modified it, put new cable onto the controller. So once these are mounted up in the ceiling and the roof way up there, we can run the controller cable down over here somewhere and hang it off the wall or whatever, you know, and actually be able to use it. They didn't give us a very long cord. They can be excused for that, I guess. How long do you make it? So they just gave you just enough, and it's over to you to put a power cord on that and an extension cord and get it to wherever you need to go. So there's a couple of those sitting on the march. Right, it is 11:30. It's Friday. We'll have those other plates soon, but it's time to move the march out of the way, get the ladder into the appropriate spot and start making making some plans. Sorry about that flickering. It's very annoying, isn't it? The artificial lights get the old wriggle jiggle flickle going on. Yeah, it's a bit better over there. We're going to make sure I can pass the tube through the beam and the plates up here. I sort of might have to put a slightly bigger hole in the beam so that you can poke one end in, swing the other end across, poke it through there, put a bolt through both ends of it so the tube that holds the winch cannot fall out and drop one of those onto one of those, because that would be bad. There we go. You'll have to excuse the light there. Yeah, it's now very dark. It's late at night. I did actually I recorded all the stuff and things earlier on when there wasn't enough light to film that for you. But the microphone plug pulled out of the phone a little bit and the sound was awful. You wouldn't have been able to hear it. Hang on, let's try something. We'll get this footage going. It's pitch black out there. All you can see is inside here. We'll get this footage a little bit better. We take this here and we run over here with this. We'll do a better job for you. See, I'll put all this on the back of this car just so there was no chance of hurting it while we were busy working way up there. I mean, there's the back of the car, right? We're working over here, so it wasn't over top of it, but just in case anything fell. If I do that, is that better? Yeah, that's heaps better. Now you can see. See? Oh, now I just got to check this bloody microphone's still plugged in. Yeah, I think we're all right there. So that's one. I did make a massive stuff up. I failed in a simple math task. If there are 12 bolts through each beam, and we're doing 4 beams, not 2, then we need 48 bolts, not 24. But Glenn stuffed up and thought about just 2 beams and got 24 bolts. We don't have enough for the other beams that we need to do over there. But it's plugged in, it's turned on, it's kind of sort of temporarily wired up, and it works. This should go down. Look at that, see? It's bloody good. Goes down. We might be able to go straight into that vent there. Oh, we're going to scratch the march. I was going to say we could lift the bonnet up with it, but there's no need to do that. So there we go. So in that form, without the loop around and the extra pulley, as I described earlier, that winch, that'll stop when it goes up there, see? That's rated at 200 kgs. So then we're only putting, plus the weight of the winch and plus the weight of the steel plates, we're only putting 100 kgs on to each beam up there, and it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. If you loop it around, I'm gonna put this somewhere so it doesn't swing wildly and beat up the poor march. That'll do for now. That's going to get tucked away over here. If you loop it around and use that hole there, then it's rated at 400. That would put 200 onto each beam, which is probably getting up there. Probably not, I wouldn't be that happy with doing that. It'll be okay in the situation where I might use that to pull a motor out of something, perhaps, a light-ish motor, maybe not a 350 kg motor, but something that's a bit lighter. So that's it. Excuse the poor camera work. Well, you saw where that came down. That's kind of the front axle for the March, isn't it, really? And Datsun 1200s are a little bit shorter, so here's the rear axle for the March, and if we go up, and that's pretty close to sort of in the vicinity of the middle of these two, so that's where the next, that arrangement is going, is there, right up there. I've got to get some more bolts before I can do that. So yeah, some people might not like it, but that's how I'm going to store one of those. Probably that space frame one, I think, because it's got wheels on it. I can stick it up here And when we need to get the Bedfords and the other things that are taller, when we need to get those in here, we can put that one down on its feet, push it out of the way, job done. So, was talking about intercooler cores. We were supposed to get the intercooler cores for that 300ZX on Thursday, which was yesterday. They didn't turn up. We were supposed to get a phone call when they turned up. They should have turned up today. Didn't get a phone call. So I'm going to lose the weekend as well as far as getting those in there. So that kind of stuffs up all my plans. We won't see them till Monday at best, and who knows what time on Monday. I was kind of hoping to have that car on the dyno on Monday or Tuesday. And we were supposed to be going and getting the other Datsun 1200 on Wednesday, but I can't magic things into existence and make them get here faster than everybody else is working. So that's how it goes. Never mind. All right, we'll see what happens. It might end up that I'll find something else to do. That's basically what's going to happen. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers, boy.